video that's watching the video, right? All right, so you can kind of see me. Okay, so on the Anthony Mooney, we're going to go ahead and pull this call right here.
Hello?
Hi, is Mr. Mooney?
Yes.
Mr. Mooney, this is Shannon. I'm with Farmers Insurance. How are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm okay.
Hey, listen, I just wanted to give you a call. It looked like you had spoke to someone in my organization a few months.
Your intro is fantastic. You're not overly excited. You're not too calm. You're not too quiet. It's a calming voice throughout your entire intro. So that is awesome. I think you're doing that fantastic.
So about getting a quote for model insurance. I think we were a little too expensive back then.
Yeah.
I was just wanting to follow up with you. Are you still with State Farm?
Mm-hmm.
Again, easy, seamless transition right into the carrier. That's perfect. Good job.
What kind of rate are they charging you over there?
Too much.
I love that. That is perfect. Now, what I would like to hear you probably do on this next segue, instead of continue being completely tied to rate, I would really like you to kind of hit, you know what, I know they're too much. Let me ask you this. What kind of coverage limits do you currently have? Can you talk to me a little bit about that? Because if he doesn't know exactly what he's being charged, he's not going to know exactly how much his coverage limits are. So we're trying to create a shock and awe moment, trying to create kind of a call of action. All right. So how do we do that? I think we do that by revealing how important it is for somebody to know their coverage limits, and they have any idea what their coverage limits are. So you can kind of segue that to where it's like, what are they charging you over there? Too much? Yeah, I got you. Well, let me ask you this. The most important question, the thing I care most about is, what's your coverage limits? Oh, I don't know. I have full coverage or liability, whatever they say. No, I'm actually talking about your bodily injury limits. Like if you're involved in a car accident to where you hit somebody and they're hurt, how much coverage do you have? And just remain quiet, because a lot of times they're not going to know. But then you say, okay, well, that's real important for you to know that. When was the last time you had a conversation with your agent to be able to go over your coverages? I haven't talked to them in a really, really long time. Okay, well, we're going to fix that right then and there. We're going to fix that. You see how it's kind of assumptive? And I think that right there with your rapport with people, I think that's going to be really, really slick, and I think it's going to give you a lot of success. Okay, so and just continue the segue. Hear the rest of the call.
I got you. Because I'm coming in.
Well, go ahead. I'm listening.
And right there, he's about to give you some information, but it's okay. Not the other one.
I'm coming in around $244 a month, but that was on a 17 Chrysler 300. Is that still the vehicle you got?
Mm-hmm.
How does that compare with what State Farm's charging you?
This one says his wife does it or some shit? Is this the one that his wife handles it all or something?
No, dude, this is actually a really good call. You get all the way through this. I think, what did I put? No, I think there's a follow-up opportunity, actually.
That's a little bit cheaper, but
I'm not remembering.
now I'm coming to understand why.
His mom owns the house.
That's okay. So that's what it is. So I had to pull off the homeowners and stuff.
Well, yeah, but don't count that out just yet.
Okay.
Don't count that out just yet, because if mom's doing it, you might be able to get the homeowners. I think there's still some opportunity here, so don't count that out yet.
My rate is a little high, so but I just don't like it. But I guess there's just the rules. So.
Well, here, maybe I could get you a little bit lower rate. Are you still at 10056 Castle Drive?
Yes, sir.
And then you own there or rent there?
No, I'm here with my mother. We own it.
Okay, I got you. Let's see.
So this conversation pretty much changed at this, but you had a good enough rapport with him to where you could have went through like some value-based selling to build the rapport, get the ball rolling with getting some information about the house, talk with mom, to where you really could have had a potential decent swing of the bat here. We let this come apart at 2 minutes and 55 seconds to where I think if we would have did some value-based selling, really kind of talk about, tell me about your current coverage limits. I'm trying to pull him up right now. Let me pull him up. It was Mooney. I had looked at this earlier. Yeah, so I do have it at 244, but that's with state minimum limits, and that's what he's got. He's got 2550. Do you know what it would be if we just quoted it at 5100? If we just quoted it at 5150. Let's see. We're at 258. We were at 244. So what we could have did in this scenario is we could have took a value-based selling approach, build the need that they never talk to the agent, build the need that they have no idea what their coverage limits are, and then try to build like an illustration. So for example, tell me about your current coverage limits. Here, we'll do a little role play. So you be Mr. Mooney. So tell me about your current coverage limits.
I don't know what I got. State minimum.
You have. When was the last time you talked to your agent about your limits?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that right there is really, really important, Shannon, because, think about it like this. In the event of a time of an accident, we need to know exactly how much coverage you have. Otherwise, you're going to be left on the hook. So let me give you an example of something that happened to our agency. A couple years ago, we had a customer going down 270. They got involved in a multiple vehicle accident. It wasn't nothing extravagant, crazy. Nobody died, but technically our driver started the incident, so they were pinned at fault. The total accident ended up being about $80,000 in property damage, and there were a couple people that hurt that ended up going to the ambulance to the hospital. So it kind of got expensive, but good news for our client, we had the right kind of coverages in place. We had 100,000, 300,000, 100,000. Otherwise, they would have been left on the hook. Let me ask you this: if you had $100,000 in property damage and you've only got $25,000 in coverage, how much would you be left paying out of your own pocket? $75,000. That's concerning, is it not?
Yes.
Exactly. So these are the kind of things that I want to make sure you completely know and comprehend by the time we're done with our call. So you said that you've been with State Farm for X amount of, you see, and then you just kind of keep going. But I created a call to action. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Follow me? So
if we take the homeowner's discount,
that's hard to do
Yeah,
too,
we got
Shannon. Trying to figure out the homeowners and that, trying to build the need.
Insurance do my job, so that's free.
He can't even tell what you're talking about. He can't tell if you're talking about homeowners insurance, health insurance. He doesn't know.
There's probably a ball not too far from that guy.
Huh?
There's probably a ball not too far from that guy.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. So I was just like, man, I think there might be an opportunity there. So what kind of coverage do you have there? I love how what are they charging you over there? I love how you have that bold statement. And the ones that push back are the ones that kind of give you the information. I would literally transition right into the coverage. Okay, can you tell me what your coverage limits are? Because people care more about what they pay than what they're actually covered for. If you can figure out what they're paying, get their coverage limits, and then have that value statement, like that shock and awe moment, like, well, what would happen if you're involved in a car accident? How much would you be left on the hook for? You know what I mean? I think if you do that with the rapport that you're able to build, figuring out the price, I think you can start grabbing some of these that were either a little bit less at or even a little bit more. Because, right now we're purely selling on price, and you're good enough to where you can transition to where you can win the ones that are on price. I know that. But the ones that were like right at the same price, I think you can close those just by doing some just value-based selling.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm going to continue listening to you throughout the course of the week. I'm going to continue to have like little tips and tricks and things like that. But that's pretty much all I was able to find. I went through all of your calls. And when I say all of your calls, I literally mean all of your calls. Let me see if I have anything else. Your energy level, you do a really good job of like just being kind of like a duck. Your feet could be going 100 miles an hour underwater, but you can't tell on the surface. You're calm and moving. Is that your preferred selling method? Or are you nervous during that?
No, because again, that was coming from the environment I came in.
Calm, slow.
Because
yeah.
I'm talking to you, but I might be over here completely restructuring and resubmitting a deal to 4 different lenders while I'm sitting here talking to you about your Aunt Sadie last weekend that you went and saw. And then,
perfect.
As you, for me personally, as I build rapport and they start expressing their personality, then I'll adjust the temperature accordingly.
Yep.
I'm still learning how to do that in a very
quick.
Well, just the fact that it's on the phone. Like I said, still learning how to, you can't really get the temperature of the room over the phone. Kind of thing. So just learning how to take what I know and apply it to what I'm doing now. Kind of thing.
I think you can continue doing with it. And you got to keep in mind too, you're going to be selling to different demographics you haven't sold to before. We do a lot in like North County, and what I understand, you sold vehicles out in the boonies. You can probably sell insurance to a farmer like nobody's business. Am I right?
No, I'd rather. I worked at probably 2 or 3 different dealerships up in Hazelwood.
Oh, okay. So you're familiar with the different demographics. Good. Okay. So I think you do a really good job of being able to appeal to the person on the phone. I have not ran into a situation yet to where I don't think you handled it incorrectly. But now that you can hear, I really want you to focus on being able to go with the rapport. Go with the rapport. People like the hell out of you. And people don't mind paying more if they know it's better value. People will pay more for better value, hands down. Would you?
Absolutely.
I would too. I do. You know what I mean? I can get insurance cheaper anywhere else, so can you. But we pay for quality coverage, and our customers are going to feel the same way. It's not purely on price. But there are a lot that are on price, so you gotta be a salesperson and know the difference. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's all I got, buddy.
All right, man.
Anything you want to address with me?
No, not really. I hope we can get that situation taken care of.
Yeah, we will. It's really easy. It's not the end of the world. All we got to do is just get a letter of experience from Progressive. It's nothing you did wrong. So what happens is we saw the current carrier showing that they had coverage through this date, and then they started AAA on that date where that one ended. Sure. There was no lapse.
It shouldn't be that I could figure out.
Yeah, but what happens is because they're not reporting the AAA portion, when we give that to them, they won't pull the old carrier and see it ended when this one started.
I don't know. Why don't they do that? Just curious.
Because it would be easier for us. I'll be honest with you. Underwriting's got they got a job to do. They gotta say no to things. They gotta say yes to things. We don't have all of our documentation for this exact scenario, so they're gonna make us get it. Sure. That's it, hands down. Sure. So, just when those come up, we're ready to battle. We're ready to fight them. Yep. We'll win. Just an extra call. Just an extra 20 minutes of your time.
Yeah, because she got really deflated this morning when I was setting up the call.
Nah. No, just say, hey, it's nothing. This is easy.
No, I try to keep. No, I said here. No, I wasn't ramping her up.
Maybe more annoyed.
Could be.
Yeah,
She's
that could be.
Took the money. No, I understand. I said,
yep, just need another piece of documentation.
Well, weird situation because you wrote AAA for such a small portion of time. I've got to go back to your prior carrier. That's all. So.
Yep.
That's it.
You got all of our ducks in a row for that?
Well, I got a policy number pulled up, so. Other than that, I don't really know what I'm going to do. It's going to be AmFam. I got the.
Did you call AmFam yet and figure out what exactly we need? Because sometimes they might need a social and shit like that, and you might not be ready for it. Why don't you go ahead and give them a call, find out exactly what we need, and hey, be nice. See if they'll give it to you without them being on the phone.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, all right, buddy. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.